Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to HitScan. We actually have two new skin collections to show off. One of them is incredibly zany, and I think they're my favourite classic skins, as well as a bit of esports news that we'll save towards the end of this video, but it does have an impact in our normal ranked games. But first, Miska, what are these skins that I absolutely adore?
Yes, so we have got a brand new bundle. It's called the G.U.N Bundle, and that is an abbreviation. It's kind of this sci-fi Fallout Outer Worlds looking guns. It's the Gravitational Uranium Neuroblaster, or gun for short. It's a 1960s sci-fi retro-futurism blaster gun for those that are excited by our Outer Worlds filled with extraterrestrial dangers, romance, and the spirit of adventure. It's inspired by the space exploration and scientific discoveries of the 1960s and the era that introduced science fiction to the world by the power of pure imagination. Okay, a lot of stuff. It's launching on September 30th. It's a premium edition, and these look great. There's gonna be a whole lot of VFX and other cool stuff too. We unfortunately can't preview that right now, but you can kind of imagine what they're gonna be going for. And I'm a big fan of the shotguns here too. I might finally pick up an operator skin. We'll get to showing those off in just a second. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that looks good. What's your favorite just gun out of all of them? Not necessarily variation, just the gun.
I think it's the classic. Like, I think a lot of the other classic skins are quite nice, but I don't think we've seen anything really like this. It reminds me of kind of like the whole Buzz Lightyear vibe. It's a shame that you don't hear those, like, you don't see those like white and green colors. Or I assume that Disney would just come after them if that was the case with how it looks. But it's just such a cool design. I don't know if it'll have an effect when firing. I can already imagine how that would sound. But also the melee weapon should be interesting. I've seen a lot of complaints from people about how the melee weapons in a lot of bundles are the same model. So I don't know with this one, because it looks relatively long, that this could be like the sword, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. The one that you hold upright instead of like a cross. But it's hard to say. I hope that if you do hit people with this, it like zaps them. Kind of like the Zeus in Counter-Strike, but probably a lot less lethal, if that's to be believed. But I do like these skins. I don't necessarily like them all, but I do like the classic just because there's nothing else like it in the game. Everything else, though, you know, you can see that the Spectre's a Spectre, the Operator's an Operator. It's kind of to be expected, but the roundness and the look of the classic is so very different from all of the other classics in the game so far. That's why I really like them. Yeah,
I think the only one I'm not as hyped for is probably the ones with the black ones with the lightning bolt. Because I feel like those, I don't know, there's just not enough detail. I like the ones that have the little stickers on them, you know, the little icons, the characters, and that one just doesn't. And yeah, really excited too. I definitely want the operator for sure. Yeah, the gun buddy as well is just fantastic. This robot man just looks very angry, but I think it looked great in game because it's kind of, you know, it's kind of modeled and positioned in a way where it'll just look really good from the side like this with the arm out like that. I think it's gonna be one of the better gun buddies in the game for sure. So yeah, excited for it. And like I said, it's a premium edition. That is the same tier as the Prime bundle, so 7,100 VP, right? I think will be it. And that
bundle,
yeah, but that should also mean that this should actually compete quite nicely with the Prime bundle. I always see people go, oh, Prime bundle was the best one because it had so many cool variations and really cool VFX and sounds and everything and animations. And like, I think in a way this will be in a similar tier because it does have the same amount of VFX. It does have a lot of cool variations. This is kind of like the, you know, old sci-fi, and Prime is kind of like new sci-fi in a way. So looking forward to seeing what people prefer there. But yeah, good stuff for sure.
I think it's just a gun selection that might put off some people, really, because you don't have the Phantom on the Vandal in there specifically, right? You've just got like a Spectre, an Operator. These are guns that some people just don't use at all, right? Like, I barely pick up an Operator, so it might be one where you pick up a particular skin now and again, but maybe not the whole bundle. We do have the Smite collection too, which I think was data mined in the last patch, right? But this is more.
Yeah, like it was just in the last patch.
Yeah, it was just there, but that's going to be coming into rotation some point soon. We didn't highlight it in our last video, so we felt that we'd highlight it now. This is very cheap, and I've seen a lot of people already on Reddit say this bundle for its price is actually really competitive. I think it's like the very straightforward, I won't say bottom of the barrel, but the lowest price point in regards to how much the bundles cost. So it's like 875 credits per item that isn't the melee weapon.
Yeah,
and I think when you look
3,500 for the whole bundle.
Yeah,
with a knife.
And you get a Phantom in this skin too, so if there's some of the other ones that you don't necessarily like that might be a bit too much, and you really like Thor and Lightning and all those kind of cool things, this might be the bundle for you.
Unfortunately, no VFX and stuff, but for the price and especially what everything costs individually, it's pretty good for the value for sure. And yeah, so that's gonna be available soon as well. Don't know exactly when. It might actually be today, like even around the time where this video goes out, or shortly after, or tomorrow, Friday, something along those lines. And then, like I said, the next bundle, the G.U.N bundle that we looked at previously, will be available on September 30th. Yeah, so a lot of cool content.
I think there was tweets saying that the other bundle that we just had just gone out of rotation on the 23rd. The 23rd is a date that is very much pressed into my head, so I think that we will see this in game, or should at least see this in game. Now, with the other skin that we just highlighted as a reminder, coming out next week, probably with whatever patch hits.
Yes, alright, that's about it for all of the skins and stuff though, honestly. It was quite a lot though, so I'm more than happy, especially with this new bundle. Just really looking forward to that, and I'm sure all the, especially Fallout fans out there, will love this. So moving on, we've got some other stuff. We got some rank changes that are coming, or ranked and observing improvements as part of a bigger esports announcement. This is a pretty big deal. It happened yesterday from Riot, and people have kind of been waiting for them to announce something like this, but yeah, this was maybe even a lot more than expected, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of thing that people really wanted to see. Riot are getting involved in the esports scene. We had the Ignition series, which I think was pretty cool, with Riot's blessing to have bigger tournaments. Unfortunately, though, if you have been following it, NA have had some really good events, but EU events have been really inconsistent with running best of twos, best of one, qualifiers, invites, no consistency. Now, every major and minor region is going to be getting some form of tournament. If you're familiar with how Overwatch does contenders and all of the different regions there, it's effectively that, I guess. Whilst we have COVID going on, we can't have global LANs, right? So for now, it's basically who's the best team in the region. From the sounds of it, at least, it's going to be third-party TOs, like people have probably organized tournaments in the past, running open qualifiers, which I think is one of the reasons why we spoke about ranked, because there's an important thing to highlight there. And then Riot are going to be doing all of the finals, producing it themselves at the start of December, right? So it's nice to see them involved. I imagine the prize pools for these tournaments is also going to be pretty impressive because it is Riot backed. But the reason why I think we're looking at rank changes is anybody can enter so long as you're over 16 and you're at least a Mortal 1. And I think when you have a system like this in the game, Miska, you want people to come through the ranked experience to play in the actual esports scene. The rank system needs to at least be up to par to let people make that progress, right?
Yeah, I mean, the flow is start playing Valorant for free, which honestly, I keep forgetting it's a free-to-play game whenever I'm playing it.
It's true.
And on top of that, just sort of starting to play the different game modes and unrated, and then you go into ranked and you experience that a bit. Maybe you're really feeling competitive. Maybe you don't want to play one day, and then you turn on the esports, and all of a sudden you've gone from not playing Valorant at all and casual gamer to just being esports fan as well, which is obviously what Riot want, and I think this is a nice way of doing that. I hope they introduce more ways of doing that, maybe not necessarily with view rewards, but cool in-game stuff, maybe even in-game skins for esports orgs eventually, that win big tournaments. Something along those lines would be really cool. And yeah, Riot have done this for years with League. They know what they're doing with this whole esports ecosystem, so I trust them to figure this out. And yeah, it's exciting to see it all sort of starting to be announced and come into place. Not too long now until, of course, qualifiers, and then the actual main event of First Strike does begin. So keep an eye out for that.
And it's also hitting just after Act 3, right, too? So there could be other stuff coming in to make that whole progress a little bit better. You got a new agent there, of course, so it's a big move. I think it was necessary. I think Riot wanted to take their time a little bit more, but because of how longer COVID stuff has gone on for, they needed to sort something. One thing that I did want to highlight is there's major and minor regions. Like I mentioned, I just wanted to say the major regions are Europe, NA, Latin America, and Korea. The minor regions are Russia, Japan, Turkey, and the Middle East. They spoke about South America too, but that was lost somewhere in translation. But yeah, this is generally what the event's looking like. I know not everybody's interested in esports, but what tends to follow a team that's focusing on having a really competitive esports game, is that the game itself is fun to play. I think that was something that, people would watch Overwatch League, right? Miss could go, wow, this is cool. I want to play some Overwatch. And then they go into game and it's just like, oh no, never mind. So, like, with any luck, that's at least a little bit better for Valorant.
Yeah, in case you missed it as well, just throwing this at the end, because we have mentioned it, but not after it was fully implemented. So we got the Prime Gaming loot for Valorant, which was announced, so you can get that now. If you don't know exactly what Prime Gaming is, you can, check that out. We'll probably put a link in the description, or just go to playvalorant.com and check the news posts there. It's a pretty recent one. Amazon.com/Amazon Prime, and then you can just start a trial, and then from there you can get a gun buddy in game. There's going to be 2 more rewards, and it's all available through the Prime Gaming stuff that's also on the Twitch. You should be able to get a trial for free and just get a little bit of an extra cosmetic in game. So definitely go and check out this blog post. Either I'll link this or just Prime Gaming directly, and it's in game now, and there's probably going to be some more stuff coming. So yeah, don't miss it.
That's everything that we wanted to go over. Some new skins added into the game. There will be a patch next week, so the rest of this week should be at least relatively quiet, but we'll have a couple more videos at least going out over some other bits and pieces, including a guide on how to maybe get better with your aim. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.